Okay, here's the baby. 30 weeks. And we're having another baby. How long have you been pregnant, Randy? What?
You're such a weirdo.
Hi, I feel like I have just done these kinds of updates where I'm just sitting and chatting instead of doing like actual videos. But things have been so crazy. I feel like I just can't catch my breath because things have just been going nuts. So I'm just going to kind of explain what has happened the past couple weeks. So I went in for my 28-week appointment and did the glucose test where they just give you 50 grams of sugar, and then after an hour they draw your blood, and if you're above 140 at my doctor's office, then they make you come back, and I was 146. So I was really freaked out, and I was like, in my head I was like, I know I have the gestational diabetes, like I know I'm not going to pass. I don't know why I kept thinking that. And so I went in for the 3-hour test trying to like be positive. Like a lot of people who don't pass the 1-hour test pass the 3-hour test, so it's not a big deal. But I went in for the 3-hour test and it wasn't as bad as people said. The 3-hour test, they give you 100 grams of sugar and then take your blood every hour for 3 hours. And the 100 grams of sugar just like burned my throat. It wasn't that it tasted gross, and it made me feel a little funny, but it didn't make me, I didn't think I was going to throw up or anything. It just like burns your throat because it's so thick and syrupy, and it's just gross. Like it's a lot of sugar in a really small constituted drink. So I heard back a couple days later, and the doctor's office just called me and was like, you do have gestational diabetes, so you need to go and meet with the diabetes educator and start getting things going. And I was like the biggest mess. I was sobbing, looked up all the risk factors, and I didn't have any. The risk factors are your age, if you're over 25, and I'm not. If you have an immediate family member with type 2 diabetes, and I don't. If you're overweight, which I wasn't pre-pregnancy, and I haven't been this whole time for how much weight you're supposed to gain in pregnancy. Of course, I ate sweets, but I wasn't eating really crazy amounts of sweets, and I still ate pretty healthy. And so I was really freaked out, like what did I do? How did this happen? And I went in and met with the diabetes educator after a couple days, and she told me there's nothing that you can do to prevent this for most people. Like if you have a risk factor, it's more likely, but that doesn't mean that you will get it or won't get it. And it doesn't matter how healthy you are necessarily. It has nothing to do with that. It's about if the hormones in your placenta process sugar the right way and process insulin and everything like that the right way. And for some people, when they are pregnant, it just forgets how to do it and doesn't do it right. So to combat that, you have to decrease the amount of sugar because your body can only produce so much insulin when you have gestational diabetes. It means that your body can't break down and turn into insulin as well as it should. So if you eat too much sugar or carbs, and your body can't provide the right amount of insulin, the baby gets too much sugar. So they basically, to combat it, instead of prescribing you insulin to make your body work overtime, they just tell you to first try cutting back, way back on all the kinds of things you would normally eat so that your body doesn't have to work so hard and your body can do process the sugar correctly. And for most people, you can eat whatever amount of sugar, and your body will make extra insulin to combat that and to break it down. And like my body with being pregnant, it just doesn't do that. So I just have to cut down on the amount of sugar that I put into my body because it can't process it correctly. So they try to just control it with diet at first. If your body still can't handle any amounts of sugar, you still have to have carbs and sugar to give. That's how the baby grows and is fed, right? So you still have to have some amounts of sugar, and if you get down to the minimum amount and your body still can't do it correctly, they put you on insulin then, so your body can figure out how to break it down better with the help of the insulin. So right now I am diet controlled, and I have to eat 45 grams of carbs at each meal, and then I can have like 15 grams of carb snacks. In some instances, I'm like, oh, I don't even notice, it's not a big deal. In other times, I'm like, how much sugar and carbs do these things, like, just, there's so many things I can't eat because there's too many carbs. So I can still, like, I'll have, you know, a cup of pasta for dinner or whatever with lots of veggies and you have to eat lots of protein to help your body. The protein helps your body have energy and have the things that it needs when you're not just eating the carbs, and it helps, if you eat protein with carbs, it helps to break it down even easier. So lots of protein, especially when you're eating with carbs, but it's crazy because like fruit and milk have carbs, so I have to measure how much fruit I'm eating and how much milk I'm drinking, but I still have to eat those, but I just have to measure and only eat them at the right times with the right amount of protein. So it's really crazy diet. I have hardly had any sugar, like treats, just because there's so many carbs in them. It's really hard to find something that you can have. So that's been kind of a bummer because I'll have pregnancy cravings for certain things and I can't. And I recently found out that when I eat rice, it spikes my blood sugar. So like rice is probably just not going to be on the menu for the next 10 weeks, which is kind of a bummer because Randy and I love curry and things like that. So like we'll have to try other things. And with that, I have to take my blood sugar 4 times a day, so 2 hours after each meal and then right when I wake up, to make sure I haven't eaten anything that has made my blood sugar spike. And that's how they monitor if you're eating the 45 grams of carbs, my body should be able to break it down. So they have me check my blood sugar to make sure I didn't eat something that I shouldn't, and to make sure my body is still breaking down insulin and providing insulin the way it should. Because if it isn't able to, that's when they put you on insulin to help your body figure out how to do that right. So it's been a really crazy journey. It's been a little scary because there are complications, like babies can get too big because your body can't figure out how much sugar to give the baby. So it's been a little bit overwhelming, and like I'll go to the grocery store and I spend so long at the grocery store because I have to read the nutrition labels on everything. And I'll get kind of discouraged because it's like, well, never mind, can't have that. And so sometimes it's been difficult to figure out, okay, how can I do this? And I've only been doing it for like a week. So we have 10 weeks or so until the baby is due. So I'm like, it's kind of a long time to be doing this, and I feel like I'm very food obsessed because I'm always thinking like, okay, what can I eat for my next meal? And it's not because I'm hungry. With the amount of protein you get, you shouldn't be hungry because you can eat as many vegetables and as much protein as you want. So there's no reason to be hungry per se, but I'm always just like, okay, if I have eggs for breakfast, am I going to be sick of eggs for lunch? So what should I eat for lunch instead? What do we have? What can I have for a snack? Things like that. And I've been eating tons of peanut butter just by the scoopful because you can eat peanut butter all you want. And it's been a little bit of an adjustment, and it's been a little crazy, and it's especially not something you want to do when you're pregnant because you just want to feel like, oh, I'm having a hard day, or the baby's being funny, so I want to eat. I don't know. You get cravings and you want certain things, and it's really, really hard because I can't eat anything. The nice thing is I'm not going to be pregnant over very many major holidays, like not over Christmas or Thanksgiving, just over Easter. So like, it's not going to be, there's not too many crazy candy holidays or birthdays or things that I'm going to miss having treats at and stuff. And it's all totally worth it because I just want him to be healthy. And so it's been nuts. But I'm like on a gestational diabetes support group on Facebook, and it's been really great to see what kind of options there are and what people are trying and how people are different things people have found that they can have or they can't have. That's been really helpful. And it was really crazy because I think more people have gestational diabetes than they want to admit. I was like really embarrassed about it because I had in my head that I had done something wrong. that I'd eaten my way into having diabetes. And for gestational diabetes, that's just not the case. It's just how your body handles hormones, the hormones of your placenta, and my body just forgot how to do it. And I mean, I've had a really awesome pregnancy where I haven't been sick. I mean, I've had a couple headaches, but I wasn't throwing up. Like, I had a really easy first part of my pregnancy. So I'm like, if this is what I have to do for the second part, then I will take it and I will be fine with it, because he's been so healthy and I've been so healthy that this is something that I can handle. I'm hoping to get back more into doing some regular videos. It has been so crazy. I really don't know that we will do a lot of vlogging. And I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to have more footage of me throughout the pregnancy than I have, but with our job change and moving, and now then this happened like 3 weeks after we moved. Like, it's been a really nuts 2018. But like I said, I'm just trying to take things a day at a time. So if I film, great. If not, I'll still have I have tons of pictures and I'll have lots of memories and it will be fine. So that is what we're up to. We have got most of his stuff ready. We just need to go pick up a crib. This weekend we're going on a little staycation, baby moon, just to downtown. We were gonna go somewhere crazy, somewhere fun, and then with the diabetes and I can't eat a ton of stuff, and that we just thought that traveling might not be the best idea. Maybe we were like, maybe we should wait and go. After you're pregnant, you don't have diabetes anymore for most women. So I'm like, maybe we should wait and go when I can actually really enjoy and not have to be worrying about checking my blood sugar or worrying about what I'm eating, and just go and have a good time. And Randy also is so cute, and he's like, I want to go on a vacation with like our little boy, so maybe we should just go somewhere small, just us, and then we save some money and take him on cool vacations and cool outings and cool things. So he's already the cutest dad and like just wants to give everything we have to our kids. So I think that's so sweet. And so we're just going to go on a little mini staycation getaway for part of Randy's spring break, go see a jazz game, go do some fun things downtown and stuff, and then we'll be getting pretty close to him being here. We've got a few names picked out. So Randy's middle name is Kazuhiro, and that's a Japanese middle name, and we've decided to give our son his middle name. So his middle name will be Kazuhiro as well. And for first names, we're stuck between Stockton, Hudson, Beckham, and Graham. So my favorites are Stockton and Hudson, and Randy's favorites are Graham and Beckham. And so I like all four of them a lot. Randy is not crazy about some of them, but like is okay with them. Stockton is my very favorite, and Graham is his very favorite. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Randy's just like, we'll decide when we get there, and I'm like very paranoid, like we need to have a better idea of what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out, you know? Other than that, life is great. And here is the belly. I've tried to get him on video moving. He kicks and moves and rolls. And once I pull out my phone to record it, he stops. It's like he knows. It's so funny. He'll be moving like crazy, and then someone will put their hand there to feel, and he stops. It's so funny. It makes me feel like it's just a me and him thing because he doesn't want anyone else to know about it. So that's been kind of funny. I'm 30 weeks and 4 days, and we'll see how it goes.